It is Saturday the 6th of May 1972 and the San Diego Padres are visiting the New York Mets. This is our approach to telling the history of America's favourite game. Just as radio stations would recreate baseball games from ticker tape messages, we can research this classic game and present it to you as if you were listening to the radio in 1972. Information was sourced from several sites and records, including retrosheet.org and sportsreference.com. This broadcast should not be considered a complete or fully accurate historical record. Nevertheless, this is our story of the game.
Always good to know that the weather will continue to play a part in our favourite game. Thanks very much for the weather, Sally. Good afternoon, America. Ewan Spence here, high above Shea Stadium as the New York Mets welcome the San Diego Padres. And it's a series that is already confounding expectations following the first series earlier in the year when the Mets visited the Padres and came away with a sweep. It was the San Diego Padres that drew the first blood here in Queens as they trumped the Mets on Friday night 6-0. Offensive performances there from Nate Colbert, Jenny Morales and Daryl Thomas on the side of the Padres, and the Mets just simply not firing up. Yogi Berra working through the options that he has and not finding one that clicked, which for a team that's already gone 11-4 at that point and 11-5 now, to keep that high watermark always right. The Padres themselves though down 8-10 or 7-11 here now. 8-11 going into tonight's game. We'll be hoping to help cut back the lead that, well, pretty much everybody else has in the National League West. Just the Giants behind the Padres and the rest of the West in front and above. Mets, of course, sitting at the top of the National League East. We'll be looking to preserve that. They are well, technically they're a game in hand against the Phillies, but they're both 11-5 and 12-6 with the same. Of course, the strike has disrupted all the seasons. Nobody's playing 162 games. Some playing 153, some 104, some 105, some 156. There will not be the 86 games that we were lost in the first 2 weeks of the work stoppage being made up this year. That's going to be fun come September. But right now we have the Mets looking to prove themselves and the Padres looking to build on the momentum from yesterday. Final warm-up pitches are going on. We'll get the microphones on the field warmed up in a second, and we'll be back with you momentarily to bring you the team lineups. We pause now for station identification. You're listening to Classic Baseball Radio, and you can support our recreations with a small pledge at ko-fi.com/classicbaseballradio. And don't forget to link, like, love, share and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify or wherever you follow your podcast. New York Mets welcome the San Diego Padres, and it's a Saturday afternoon that is a bit chilly, a bit breezy. It just feels like it's going to be good for New York baseball. Okay, Padres line up. Opening up for your top three is going to be second baseman Daryl Thomas at the very top of the order, followed in number 2 spot by shortstop Enzo Hernandez and left fielder Leron Lee third. Middle of your order, batting 4th Nate Colbert at first base, batting 5th Larry Stahl in center field, and batting 6th will be Ollie Brown in right field. Closing out your order, batting 7th Fred Kendall, the catcher, batting 8th Dave Campbell, the Soups batting from third base and in the 8th spot in the lineup, and your pitcher and batting 9th will be Bill Reef. In terms of the defensive lineup for the Mets, left, centre, right, across the top you've got Cleon Jones, Tommy Agee and Rusty Staub. Bud Harrelson is your shortstop. Your Ted Rogers 3-2-1 is going to be Jim Frigolsi. Ken Boswell and Ed Grainpool. Catching will be Jerry Grote, and throwing is the legend himself, Tom Seaver, who's done 20 win seasons like they're going out of fashion, and we'll be hoping to do that as well. Currently throwing 4-0 in terms of game wins. Is facing Bill Grief. Bill Grief is on 1 win and 3 losses for the season so far. So the mismatch in the pitchers, the mismatch in the teams, all on show, and everybody out there going to try and do a little bit better. As always, the baseball has no memories, but everybody else does. Your umpires for today: home plate and crew chief is going to be Bob Engel. First base will be covered by Yogi Donatelli. Second will be covered by Stan Landis. Third will be covered by Doug Hart. Thanks very much for all your letters and recipes coming in. I'm not expecting to get any cake today, so whoever snuck in the birthday cake yesterday, thank you very, very much. Somebody's been listening to what I like to listen to when I get back home to Scotland, going cake in the commentary with what a lovely idea that is. Right, we're about to get underway. Let's give the signal to the techs and check if everything is going. Yeah, we can hear baseball glove coming through there. Tom Seaver getting 2 more pitches indicated there from Bob Engel. Seaver having a look out. I know Seaver is taking it gently with these final throws, but the down and drive, that leg going in far, far below where you would normally expect on the mound, then just pushing off the back leg to get that power that driven him to the batting titles and those 20 win games, all on show. So we're ready to get underway here. 1, 2, 3 for the San Diego Padres will be Daryl Thomas, Enzo Hernandez and Lee Ron Lee. Thomas steps in. Seaver's looking ferocious, looking ready. And we're going to play ball with a high ball coming in. So we are starting at 2:15 for those of you keeping track at home. Our game start time is Daryl Thomas welcomes ball 1. And ball 2. Both of those coming in low. We're throwing as fast as he normally would, but certainly putting the pace on. Fouls that one there as it goes bouncing along. Ground up to the first base line. 2-1. Seaver with a slightly faster, slightly flatter fastball than you would normally see. Called strike 2. Count goes equal high. Thomas over from the Astros, getting settled into this Padres team. Watches that one go past low and inside. Count goes full, straight out the board, 3-2. Fouls the payoff. Again, she's down there, baseline. Full count, payoff comes down. Fouled away, another one pushed down the first baseline towards the dugout. Seaver just in the fastball with not a huge amount of drop this time. I suspect that will change shortly, because in the fastball with just a little bit of slide going on as well. Payoff once more, 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout, and our first strikeout of the game. Tom Seaver dispatches one and welcomes into his own little private strikeout lair Enzo Hernandez. 10 consecutive strikeouts, I think, in a previous game facing the Padres. Seaver has the number of this team previously over many, many years. Hernandez in as well. Ball 1 and go by outside and high. Probably just outside, 1-0. Hernandez, of course, really good shortstop. Mostly in the lineup for his shortstop skills, as opposed to the hitting. 150, admittedly early in the season, but you want him on base, but getting on base usually more by walks than hits. 2-0 makes that one more likely. Then going on to the inside on that one. 2-0. 3-0 comes down to the inside. We'll see whether Hernandez gets that on base. That's going to be popped up, and it's going to be easy to get. Jerry Grove just needs to put the catcher's glove up 1-2 steps back, and it's safely in the glove. And there is out number 2. So that'll pop into foul territory. Grove, not an issue with that. 2 up, 2 down. Seaver just leaves one high in the zone, and gets that underneath. Leron Lee in now. Signing for the Padres. Louis Cardinals December. Solid hit down the right field line. Base hit, that's going to get Lee onto first base. Dusty Staub comes in to get that one from the right field. Relay throws into Boswell at second. No extra bases for Lee, but he'll take that one off the first pitch he sees from Seaver. We have our first base runner. Ron Lee up to first base for the Padres. 59 batting average for the season is going to climb up that one as well. Nate Colbert steps in, a power slugger who did so much damage last night. Tactically getting onto the bases, getting everybody moving around. Seaver throws that one high. 1-0. Berra with that power. So they find a fence, given the conditions. We get cold strike one there, so we get a count equal low. At least drawing another ball, if not another bat swing. Whether that's looking a ball or not, we shall see. That one is outside and low, 2-1. Berra just letting that one go past. 1. Lets that go past as well. We'll give him the full on his side. 3-1 towards Colbert. Seaver relatively flat, not getting the drop into the zone quite yet. Glance over to Lee at first. Keeping him honest. Back to face Colbert. And was the walk drawn? Comes the inside, a little bit too much. So, first good runner to scoring position. Second, we wrapped up at first base. Top of the first here. No score as yet. Runners in first and second for the Padres. Tom Seaver hurling for the Mets. Larry Stahl is coming in. 48 for the season. Veteran here. Been around since 1964. We'll see a cold strike one. Quite sure there, but a glance back. Gonna go anywhere else. Not one. Fouls that one away. First base line again. Swing a little bit late on that one. Seaver's playing the speed up just a little bit. It's going to be called strike 2. 2 away. Runners in first and second. Top of the first here. Stahl digs in. His eyes is burning a little hole. swing and a miss. Seaver gets in with a slider. Really only the first heavy slider he's thrown, but it's enough to retire the side. 2 strikeouts to Seaver, and the third hop fly up right behind, and allowing catcher Jerry Groh to make catch. And 1 hit, no runs, and 2 left on base for the Padres. No errors charged to the Mets. Middle of the first here at Shea Stadium. Mets have, let's see, batting first, Bud Harrelson, shortstop. Batting second, Ken Boswell from second base. And batting third, Tomiigi from centre field. Middle of the order, batting fourth, Rusty Stubborn out from right field. Batting fifth, Leon Jones from left field. And batting sixth will be John Fregosi from third base. Bottom of the order, number 7 in the lineup card will be Ed Kranepool from first base. Batting 8th will be Jerry Groh from catching. And batting 9th, man himself, pitcher Tom Seaver. Defensive lineup for the Padres. Across the top, Leron Lee, Larry Stahl and Ollie Brown are your left, centre, right. Enzo Hernandez is playing at shortstop. Your Ted Rogers 3-2-1 will be Dave Campbell, Daryl Thomas and Nate Colbert. It's Daryl Thomas, not Daryl Thomas, but there we go. Colbert at first, Thomas at second, Campbell at third. Catcher is Fred Kendall, and pitching will be Bill Grafe. New acquisition from the Padres, coming over from the Astros in the winter, and the pressure is going to be on for him to make his place, find a win for the Padres. Also the repertoire around a knuckle curve. Anyway, Harrelson, Boswell and Iggy are going to be your 1, 2, 3 here at Shea Stadium. Harrelson steps in, and Grief opens up. It's a ball high and outside. 1-0. Grief, as I said, is going to be looking to sort of settle himself into this team. A lot to prove, coming over from the Astros. Ball 2. The outside. He's in a little bit lower though. Get both his pitches working is the key here. So he has that knuckle curve. And occasionally looks to fall back to the slide. And that's going to be straight in the thigh. Harrelson is going to stoically take that up to first base. So, runner on first there from a hit by pitch. So first batters, first base runner, and it's all on Grief there. And Enzo Hernandez opens up with another ball being seen. Ken Boswell steps in now. Get him on, move them over. And he looks up and he has Harrelson at first. So I think we know what he'll be looking to do here. As we get ball 1. In again a little bit to the outside. Might be compensating a little bit too much for the wind here. As well, batting left-handed, the wind coming in from short over home plate. Steele is on. Grief turns round, has a look there, but Hernandez isn't over in time to cover the bag fully, a few steps short. And Harrelson already had a massive lead there. So Boswell just needs to smile and gets them over. Harrelson, stolen base. Into scoring position. Boswell in a 1-0. And that goes 2-0. Grief goes for side fast. Taking a little bit of a lead. Line drive down centre field. Stahl is there to take that. Oh, not a lot of drop on that one. Speed was there, but needed more of an angle. Boswell's going to be out on the line drive to centre field. Stahl had come in a fair bit, it has to be said. So Boswell does get Bud Harrelson over, but you'd have to think that Harrelson did most of that himself with the steal. Tommy Iggy in now. 279 for the season so far. Of course, we're at the start of May, but schedule's all a little bit of a jumble. This is the 18th game for the Mets, the 20th for the Padres. Fouls that one there. Iggy sends that one down the third base line. Right-handed, again from the left of the box. Himself is a right-handed pitcher as well. So is Seaver. And ball one. Count goes low. He looking a little bit jumpy. And Grief snaps round just to have a look at second base as well. Boswell from the dugout is just laughing and wondering if Harrelson's going to get another one over. No. Harrelson close enough to the bag there to get back in time standing. So we're 1-1. Fouled again once more, low and shallow. The visiting dugout. 1-2. Double digits in home runs and stolen bases in 1971. Would really like to get him on when we bring Harrelson at least the corners populated. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And Bill Grief, it's the first one on his own. 2 away. Runner at second, bottom of the first, no runs on the board as yet. Steve Staub. And the transfer as well, coming down from the Expos at the start of the year, and I think that's the big signing of the off-season for the Mets. And watch his strike one called on him, 0-1. Ball one in there as well. Grief a little bit of fast and just. Is that the knuckle curve he's trying to get and is just not dancing for him? I think so. It's just a little bit. Anyway, 1-1. Set. 2-1. Yeah, I think that's the knuckle curve. Not quite juggling that he wants to do. It's just diving straight down out of the zone, and clean flight path means it's just being ignored. It's 3-1. Floats that one on the outside to try and draw the swing. So I'm quite happy to the ball count up. 3-1. Straight back to Grief, who fumbles it out of the glove on the ground round his feet. He's going to pick it up over to Colbert and safe. Staub is going to get himself onto first there, and Harrelson puts himself over on the other corner. It's going to be an error on Grief. Into the glove at some pace, and then just kind of bounces along the ground and skitters out. Grief with the knuckle not going now. The ball not going when it leaves or comes back into the glove. Cleon Jones in now. Teammates at the corners. 2 away so far though. Bottom of the first, no runs on the board. Grief just a little bit smaller. It's a decision. Comes set. Grounder, that's going to be picked up by Campbell. Over to Daryl Thomas at second, and that's the force out, and out number 3. at second base. Not enough speed in any legs, let alone Bud Harrelson's, to get down in time. So force out at second on Staub, and that is side retired. No runs, no hits, and 2 left on base for the Mets. First error in the game is going to be charged to the Padres. And with that, 3-1. Everybody's had a go, and we've no runs on the board here at Shea Stadium. Brighter screens, wider seats, and all the comfort of your living room. A United Artists celebration of the silver screen all through May at Midway Theatre, right here in Queens, with classic films and first-run spectacular. Join Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and James Caan this week as The Godfather invites you to the Midway, Queens Boulevard. Top of the second, Tom Seaver comes back out. Strikeouts on his card so far. Brown is going to be first in to face him here for the Padres for the second. Brown, of course, with the Padres from the start, a very first draft pick for the expansion team. For his power, but it's a little bit away. 1971 will be looking to recall that. Swing and a miss there on strike. Seaver again, just throwing power down. Flat stance that he has, and just pushing the leg in, pushing the back leg forward. Unlike the slightly taller pitchers you get out there. Not one goes, not two. Called strike 2 is that power straight past Brown. Also Bill Grief, who's a little bit taller, naturally has a little bit more drop on the ball. The wind. Flies up high, very high though. McGee is going to come underneath that, and he's going to take that. And there's out number 1. Fly ball out to center field. On away. Red Kendall in now. 208 so far from the many games that the Padres have racked up. Discovered this spring that wearing glasses helps his game. Ball 1. Seaver brings that one to the inside. 1-0. You get 2-0. Weather here at Shea is well, it is the start of May, so there's still a slight chill in the air. He's barely getting over 60 here in the booth. Of course, as tradition is, with the window wide open, the jacket on, and all the text that can be going, this is not fair. 2-0. Fouls one away. High and up. Over the third base line. Sun is out. Clouds in the sky. So I'll call that 9.5 out of 10 clear. Ball 3, both. We're popping in the occasional slider to keep everybody honest. As we get further into the game, we will see that more at the end. 3-1 goes 3-2. Foul down the line. Third base. Oh, no runners on, 1 away. Payoff pitch from Seaver. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Punches another one. Just was saying, I wonder when the slider's going to come in. He put out style on a slider for a strike, and he's just Kendall out there as well. But that's like a huge amount, but the power is there. 2 away. Dave Campbell. Relatively weak back for a third baseman. You measure overseas, but so far, the of last year in 212. Comes down strike one. Called strike one. Seaver just working at pace, loading in everything. Gross. These pitching decisions easy. As we go equal low, 1-1. Combination, the pitcher and catcher here. Brook and Seaver have been working together. Yeah, Seaver has all those 20 win numbers, but gonna need the catcher for that as well. Old strike two. 1-2. That man's threatening to do it again. We're just stepping back to take a little bit of a moment. Bill Grief is on deck and ready to come up next. Campbell will be keeping a close eye on that. Grief still to get a hit this year as we get ball two. Pull high. We're getting some big counts so far in this game. Ball three comes in, and that's going to be the third full count for Seaver. Tightening up the scatter zone to lock that in, but we say that. 2 innings, strikeouts so far. Playing with them. Anyway, all the lights are on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Payoff. Goes out high to left field. Cleon Jones is on the run to take that one, and it's a dive, and it's caught. Out number 3. Cleon Jones taking that in the left field at the run. A little push forward just to get an extra foot there right at the end. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, none left on base for the Padres. No errors charged to the Mets. So you're keeping your cards at home. It zeroes all the way down. Mets are going to have Jim Frigolsi, Ed Kranepool, Jerry Groh up next. We'll keep you up to date as always with the scores that are going on around the National and the American today. 6-day games going on. 3 games going on as well at night if you're looking for something to fill up the dark Saturday hours. Kansas City Royals visiting the Baltimore Orioles. Brewers visiting the California Angels. And the Atlanta Braves are visiting the St. Louis Cardinals. And yeah, we've got a bundle of day games going on as well. We'll up to date when we start to get the first scores coming through. So the one that we're going to be watching here is the Philadelphia game. They're taking on the Francisco Giants, Phillies. Right next to the Mets at the top of the National League East. Frigolsi steps in. Bill Grief is still going to be pitching for the Padres. Kendall still catching for him. Frigolsi, of course, played for the Angels last year. By the Mets to bolster a lineup. It's very much built around their pitchers, letting the offense all work on their own. I see ball 1 come down from Grief. Ball 2. Gilsey getting himself ahead. 267 for the year so far. Struggling a little bit with the move and settling in to the Mets team, and of course the Mets themselves still looking to get over sudden death of manager Gil Hodges at the start of April from a heart attack. Yogi Berra's come back in for coaching as you see ball 3. in the stadium, you'd see the black armbands the Mets have been wearing since then. Honour their fallen manager. You know. Oh, up there. Is that one down the third base line? 3-1 on the count. So 2 home runs in the bargain as well for this year. Settling that the swing is there. 3-1. That's hit high, going down that left field for a base hit. Clear on Lee. Well, it's going to have to do the job to get that one, but it's falling into that gap between outfield and short. Relayed in a second, so there's no extra distance taken, but Frigossi, first hit for the Mets in the game. It's himself on first base. Tied game here in the bottom of the second. No outs yet for the Mets. Runner at first. Ed Kranepool coming in now. 7 RBI for the season as well as Frigossi. Kranepool, who's been with the Mets since the Mets joined us. The expansion team back in 1962. Brought in as one of the bonus babies. Watches that one go past. I don't know. 11th year with the Mets. Wins his way around. 1-0. Fouls that one with a hefty swing. That's the I want to reach the scoreboard swing we've seen a couple of times before. Managed to get over that just the once. 1 home run so far. Count is equal low. Runner at first. No outs. Fouled again once more. 1-2. Another hefty swing, but getting just a nick of contact on the ball. So into the backstop it goes. 1-2. High, it's going to be a base hit. It's going long. It's gone. Ole Brown watches that one sail over his head deep in right field. Not for the scoreboard, it's going into the top stands there. As he gets a wave coming around third himself. Frigossi home to score as well. As a hit putting him on first and a home run. It's a 2 RBIer for Ed Kranepool. And the Mets are up by 2. Which puts the Mets in front for the first time in this series. Padres 6-0 last night, never got a foothold. Well, Kranepool's handed that to them now. You have written down in your briefing notes, consistent run support. You have to go, yes, like that. Catcher Jerry Grote is going to be in now. Bases cleared in front of him, no outs. Ball to play for. And it's a called strike one. Away there, that will be Kranepool's second home run and 8th and 9th RBI for the season. Building on that 208 coming in so far. 1-1 on Grote. Fouls that into the backstop. 0-2. .98 for a catcher. That's a big thumbs up. Even this early in the season, you'll take that. 0-2. Swing and a miss. It's going to be second K for Bill Grief. And 1 away for the Mets. It's our first pitcher. Tom Seaver is going to be on the receiving end. Bill Grief is going to be the hurling. 167 as a pitcher. Watches that one go past. And it's a no strike. Seaver turning round. And those burning eyes that you would see from the mound burning straight into the umpire. No words. Turns back to face that one. Grief sending Curveball down there. Seaver expecting it to dive a bit further than it did, I think. Not one. Fouls that one off. Not two. Seaver's catcher before him. Struck out swinging. Seaver now 1-0-2. Cold strike three. And again, Seaver not happy with that at all. Long, hard stare, and but Harrelson, just before he steps in the mound, just putting a calming hand. Get back to the dugout before you let all that out. Seaver is ahead, makes it to the dugout without any more visible histrionics, but I wouldn't like to be the ice cooler in there. Okay, so it's back to the top of the order. Bud Harrelson, single and a home run started off, strikeout and strikeout. After that, Reef sends that one in low and outside for ball one. Harrelson, the hard ball to the hip to open up the first inning, and took the I'm definitely not injured or hurting or sore walk up to first base. Fouls his next one off. Count goes equal low, 1-1. The injury has been sort of not plaguing him, but everybody's going, it's there, isn't it? And throughout the first part of the season. So the hit by pitch just a little bit more. Fouls the next one, 1-2. Russell himself, of course, Gold Glove for everything up at shortstop. 262 for the season. Called for a ball. Called, Bob beats the ball. 2-2. Harrelson. We sort of stalled there. Bottom of the order giving a little bit of an offense. Wind. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And that's the third out of the inning. Grief giving up a single and a home run to start off. And then a swinging, a looking, and a swinging. Draw that to an end. And not before. First bit of damage on the scoreline goes to the Mets. 2 hits and 2 runs in the inning. None left on base. No errors charged to the Padres in that as well. But after 2, San Diego Padres 0, New York Mets 2. Wider screens, wider seats, and all the comfort of your living room at United Artists' celebration of the silver screen, all through May at Midway Theatre, right here in with classic films and first-run spectaculars. Join Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and James Caan this week as The Godfather invites you to the Midway Queen's Bowl. In the third, and the Padres are going to go 9-1-2 in the batting order. Bill Grief, then back to the top with Daryl Thomas and Enzo Hernandez. Grief still to get a hit this season. Pressure is on him. Pressure is on him as the pitcher, given up 2 already, and now he's in to the first opportunity for the Padres to strike back, and that would certainly balance the books if he can. Ball 1 from Seaver. Fast into the outside there. We're just sitting a lot on the fastballs and sliders at the moment. There's a curve in there that he's not picked up on just yet. Ball 2. It's a slider there to try and tempt the swing, I think, but Reef sitting back on that one. 2-0. Wide. Swing and foul. It's high down third baseline there. called strike 2. That there, outside low on the zone. Seaver is getting the slider in. Count is equal high. Straight through the zone for strike 3. Blink and you'll miss that one. And that 4th strikeout for Seaver. 4 apiece. It's 4 apiece for our pitchers. So back to the top of the order, Daryl Thomas. We're striking him out. We'll open out game here at the top of the 1st. Ball 1 comes in. Peppers to the inside there. 1-0. Takes that again. Stays hungry. Line straight back to Seaver into the glove there. Turns around and face Cranepole. Cranepole ready for that. And there's out number 2 on a 1-3. Thomas getting his bat to that one, but bouncing it right in front of Seaver. And the glove is there. It's to beat to take his time. Look up to Cranepole and heads there. Bang, bang. 2 away, top of the 3rd. San Diego Padres still to score here at Shea. Mets 2 on the board in the bottom of the 2nd. Seaver looking to close out this inning. So Hernandez up to the foul territory behind Jerry Crow. Catcher made sure of the out in the 1st. Ball 1. Blasted inside into the glove. Hernandez showing bunt there. Trying to bring everybody in just a little bit. They're already everybody's just inside the bases. Looking around at them. 1-0. There's another bunt, and it's going to be pounced on by Cranepole. The bunt goes long. Cranepole's going to run that back to the bag on himself. And bunt heads down there, but a lot of pace on it. Up the first base line. Cranepole pounces on that one and brings it back, and it was already a couple of yards in front of Hernandez all the way down the line there. So there's 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, none left on base for the Padres. No errors charged to the Mets. It's our 2nd bang, 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 3 in a row inning. First inning with a single and a walk is all this on Seaver's card. So we do have, as I said, day games going on. Just the 1 score coming in so far. And it's the sort of Twins 0. Boston Red Sox 1. Starting a little bit earlier, and that's through 3 innings. Through 3 innings, yeah. Mets are going to have Ken Boswell, Tommy Gee, and Rusty Staub coming up next. Time through the order on the 2, 3, 4 on the lineup. Grief getting the arm ready. Kendall is opening up the cycle with a single in the home, and then probably threw everybody down on K's. See what Grief going to get coming out here. Boswell steps in from the right hand side, 188. Far for the season, lined out fast and hard to Larry Stahl. First, cold strike 1. One there from Grief, a little bit of a break. The inside of Boswell, batting left-handed. Fouls the next one off, 0-2. Well, he likes to be in support rather than lead off. Home runs on the board for the season. Not 2. Cold strike 3. Which is that one goal past. Number 5 for Grief. So just having a little nudge there to Yogi as he steps in from down deck. We've got the power hitter now coming in, 279 for the season, 2 home runs so far, but was struck out swinging on an equal high count in the first. Swing and a miss on that one as well. 0-1. Crowd here, vocal here for a Saturday afternoon. The 2-run lead here in the top of the third. Ball 1, so we go equal low. Fast in again for cold strike 2. Again looking at that one, leaving it, but rapidly run into the corners. 1-2. Swung for strike 3, and that is 5 strikeouts in order for Grief. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. There's the stub, reached on error in the first. Fouls his first one off. 0-1. Big signing from the Expos. Has arrived. Still just settling in. Bat is swinging well, 286, but for a little bit more from him out on the defense. Not 1 fouls to not 2. To anchor the team. Not 2. It's down. 1-2. Ball there from Grief. Breaks again to the outside right-handed stub. Away. Runs up for the Mets here in the bottom of the third. 2. Hit high, it's going centre field, it hits long, it's not going to have the legs. Stahl is backpedaling for that one, makes the jump at the board and takes that one out of the sky for out number 3. Stahl sends that fly ball deep into centre field. Stahl on the back pedal, off the grass, onto the warning track. And then has to do just a final leap to get the distance at the end, and gets the distance that he needed. So after those 2 runs, it's been out for Bill Grief. 6 retired in order. 5 from strikes. That final fly closes out the inning. No hits, no runs, and none left on base for the Mets. No errors charged to the Padres. And when we come back, Padres will have Liam Lee, Nate Colbert, Leroy Stahl. Wider screens, wider seats, and all the comforts of your living room at United Artists' celebration of the silver screen, all through May at Midway Theatre, right here in Queen. Classic films and first-run spectaculars. Join Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and James Caan this week as The Godfather invites you to the Midway, Queens Boulevard. Lee, Colbert, and Stahl coming in now. Tom Seaver, unsurprisingly, our starting pitcher continues. Gets into the 4th. Diego Padres still to score. Mets with 2 on the board from a home run dinger from Ed Cranepool. So underway we go. Lee will see. Swing and foul. Put over backstop there for 0-1. To put himself ahead in the count. And swing there and fouls that one away. We're getting the swing drawn there as that one does slide away just a little bit. Not quite the whiff, not in two. Shakes one off from Seaver. First shake-off we've seen in the game today. Ball one. Goes inside. With the single for the Padres in the first. And a walk after that, but no more on base. 1-2. Over the shortstop. Harrelson takes that one. Cranepool's waiting. Cranepool has. There's the out. It's there once. Smartly on the ground up to short. Harrelson takes it. Takes the bean. Cranepool has the glove ready and waiting and doesn't need a move at all. Straight into the leather. On a 6-3 for Lee. Nate Colbert had the production and the leadership last night to give the Padres a 6-0 victory over the Mets. First victory the Padres have found Mets over this season. Throwing a walk in the first. Opens up with ball one. Carries on with the ball there. Seaver putting that one inside with the fast. A few more sliders here. It's almost like he's been holding on to them for second time through the order. Wily old fox. Cold strike one. Equal low. Curveball drops away there. Getting that one going. For that flat power stance, doesn't need as much drop on it. When it does, it's a pretty hefty drop. Fouls that one. Colbert takes it to 1-2. Good smile there from Seaver. I think he got Colbert chasing. Two. Ball two. Ball high, the outside and low. 2-2. Pops up, gonna go high. Harrelson takes a few steps in, singles his catch, and takes that one comfortably. Pop up to short. Here's the second out. 2 away here. Top of the fourth, Padres 0, Mets 2. Stahl now in for the Padres. Relatively familiar face to the Mets fans. Started out here, and then was top of the draft as well. Stahl a familiar face to the older Mets fans here. Playing from the Athletics back in '67. Came here to the Mets and then the 1968 expansion draft, and the Padres grabbed Stahl. And now he's back. Struck out in the first. 148 for the season. The veteran there to bring a little bit of glue to the young team. Fouls his first one off. 1-1. So to get the few southpaws that we have in the Padres, they're relatively light on them. Certainly for this game, the lefties in. Daryl Thomas' switch is probably going to be asked to stay left as well. We are cold strike 2, 2-0. Now getting a 0-2 previously. Into the glove for cold strike 2. 0-2. Stahl relatively still While waiting for the pitches. It's the bat. It kind of sits off the shoulder and a little bit flatter than the younger players. Not in two. Called strike three. Watches that one go past. That's 5 Ks for Seaver. And it's a bang, bang, bang inning as well. Third of those in a row. No runs, no hits, none left on base for the Padres. No errors charged to the Mets. Padres 4 duck eggs over 4 innings on the board. Mets putting up 2 in the second. Cleon Jones, Joe Fregosi and Ed Kranepool. 1, 2, 3 for the Mets. More scores coming in now. New York Yankees welcome the Oakland Athletic. It's still a 0-0 game through 3. And it's a similar story at Philadelphia. Giants Phillies. It's a not game. As I said earlier, we had 0-1 from Minnesota Boston towards the Fenway Park. Massive. It's a massive park. A bit cold in the booth. It's not as cold as here. Look at the temperature. We're below 60 now. We're below 60. Yay. I'm Scottish. I'm fine. Everybody else, put your jackets on. Right, okay. Jones, Fregosi and Kranepool in as well. Jones still on a triple threes for the season, reaching on a fielder's choice previously. Watches ball one go there. Bill Grief still in pitching. Sends that one curving down. Ball 2. It's to the inside. Grounder towards Daryl Thomas there. Is going to pick that up. Looks over, underarm toss to Colbert. Everybody's close and taking it easy. And Jones is retired. 4-3 on the card. Not a lot of pace there. 2 hops to Thomas at second. Thomas underarm to Colbert at first. 1 away. Although the Mets do have that 2-run lead, looking to extend it here in the bottom of the 4th. Jim Fregosi put himself on base with a single, and then pushed all the way around Kranepool's home run. Kranepool on deck at the moment. Fouls his first away. Not one. 6-time All-Star. Moving over from the California Angels. Played shortstop there, but been asked to third base here. Yogi Berra up coaching duties for the team. Death of Gil Hodges at the start of April. And we get 1-2 count. Fregosi coming in with a 267 for the season. In the count previously as well. Single off a 3-1. It's going to be called a ball. Grief just taking a stare down at our home plate umpire Bovengo. Nobody's really happy about the bottom of the zone, but the fact that everybody's not happy means to me that at least it's been consistent. So pitchers need to work around that one as well. 2-2. Popped up. Hernandez is going to be underneath that one. Gets it in short. 2 away. Safe pair of hands there. Hernandez takes that one just on the edge of the outfield. 2 away. Ed Kranepool steps in now. Not have a teammate ahead of him, but home run previously. Good contact with the bat there. Steps in to face Grief. line drive down the right field. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to get in past. He goes past Corbett. He's going up to second. Ollie Brown is watching that bounce around the corners. Finally gets that up. Does the throw over to Hernando, shortstop covering third base. And that is going to be a stand-up double into second for Cranepool. Home run followed by a double. Action is going in the bottom half of the lineup here for the Mets. Jerry Grote steps in. Seaver on deck. 2 away so far. And that's going incredibly wide. Signals came from the dugout. We're getting a walk. So now we'll just sit as all of those get tossed to the side. It's going to put Jerry Grote on first. So, forces on at third or at second. With a throw out at first for Tom Seaver. 2 away so far. There's one in scoring position. Seaver's on a 167 for the season. This is a good move from the Padres, but it is not a done move. Ball 1. Grieve keeps that high, keeps that low, tries to get the grounder. Seaver watches that one. 2-0. Quite happy to let these build up. Here would load the bases. Fouls that one away. Shallow down first base line. So that one in just a little bit late. Grieve putting extra pace on it. Of course, it is our third pitcher. Pitcher's struck out the other one so far. 1. Swing and a miss there. Strike 2. Count equal high. Seaver's just shaking his head at that one, smiling just a touch. Steps back in, 2 away. Runners at first and second. Mets up by 2. Set. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and it's the second strikeout looking. It's been called on Seaver from Grief. Grief's 7th K of the game. So 1 hit in all of that, but no runs from it. 2 left on base for the Mets. No errors charged to the Padres. So we played through 4. Diego still to score. Queens here for New York, up by 2. Brown, Kendall and Campbell up next for the Padres. Brighter screens, wider seats and all the comfort of your living room. A United Artists celebration of the silver screen all through May at Midway Theatre right here in Queens with classic films and first run spectacular. Join Marlon Brando, Al Pacino and James Caan this week as The Godfather invites you to the Midway, Queens Pool. Ollie Brown, Fred Kendall, Dave Campbell. Well, in the line-up, that's 6, 7 and 8 for the Padres. Tom Seaver, strong pitcher, still going to hurl. Got 20 wins to chase this season after all, hasn't he? Quite likes getting that 20-win mark. Currently 4 on the board. Padres down by 2 here in the top of the 5th. Ollie Brown, Padres' very first draft pick. Mr. Downtown himself is underway. Watches that one go past with ball 1. Flew out in the second inning. 189 for the season. Still to go yard. Ball 2. We're back to fastball here, closer to the bottom of the order. Just bringing in a little bit more variety. All power. Foul! fouls that fastball away. Second, I say there's not a ball about power. Power comes down. There's no such thing as a commentator's curse. Seaver made that without listening to me. 2-1. Wind. 3-1. Goes inside low. Lee Brown also known for the power. Dropped a little bit in 1971. 1972, looking to pick that up again if possible. 3-1 count. Ball 4 drawn. Goes to the inside again. It's a second walk from Seaver. Red Kendall in now. Count swinging in the second. Sporting those glasses. And after testing, or just a little bit more life and bounce into his game. Saw that one and let it go past. 1-0. This one comes down for 2-0. Seaver with a little curve there once more. Falling away just a little bit too much. 2-0. Fouled away there. Third base line collects that one. 2-1. Let's that one go past. 3-1. So 3-1 count. Teammate at first. Quite a few options here for Kendall. It's down. Grounder heads down left field. That's going to be a base hit. Cleon Jones is going to have to come in and get that one to collect it. Throws that down to Fugosi covering third base. We'll have Ollie Brown hold up at second, just 90 feet from the base runner. Well, into first base. So runners first and second, coming off a fast bouncing ground ball there from Fred Kendall. Leon Jones on top of that one to come in and get it. No outs yet. Padres in a little bit of pressure now on the Mets defense. Dave Campbell in just now. The strongest of bats in the Padres lineup. Probably one of the smarter bats in the Padres lineup. Knows his baseball. Shows bunt, pulls it back for ball 1. Well, could bring everybody in. They're being drawn in. They're all staying close to bags. Low shows bunt again. Pulls it back for ball 2. He is teasing them now and having fun by the looks of it. Here's a little chirping back to Jerry Grohl, the catcher. What do you reckon? Shows bunt again or doesn't show bunt again? What would you do here? 2-0. And just leave the bat on the shoulder. Don't do anything with it. 3-0. Game's being played in the Wild West that is Shea Stadium. Seaver throwing his bullets at Campbell. Campbell with the bat. Lays the bunt down this time. He's got it some distance. I think the boss was going to take that at second and throw it over to Ken Rainpool at first. So that's going to be a sacrifice bunt on Campbell. Who gets that in time? First base, but that's going to put 2 in a scoring position now. Ollie Brown over to third. Fred Kendall playing run up at second. It's the one away, and Bill Grief steps in now. the 9th spot on the lineup card. 1 away. First base is open. Runners at second and third. It's the first one go past. We're feeling a bit of pace on that one. 1-0. Two and 0. Again, putting the pace in there. Curve down. 2-0. Fouls that one away. Now that was your fastball with no drop on it. 2-1. Grief's thinking that there was something on with that one, but late to get the bat swinging. Can't really force it after that without causing some issue. 2-1. Fouls the next one off. 2-2. Scramble to get that. Another flat fastball coming in there. 2-2. Oh, ball 3. A wicked slider. Grief decides against that one. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 5th here. Seaver shakes one away. Feeling he knows his opposite number now. 3-1. And strike 3. Called looking at that one, Grief. Just looks at that, and that was a fast curveball coming in there. Seaver getting the drop on that one, so we go back to the top of the order here. Going to be through the order number 3. As Daryl Thomas comes back in, strikeout and ground out so far. Fouls as that bounces around the feet. 1-1. Seaver actually asking for that same ball back again. Sometimes you do get the pitchers being a little bit superstitious when there was just a really good feeling of the ball in and leaving the hand. They just want to have another go with it again before it gets taken out of play. Strike 2 called. Curve hits the bottom of the zone. 1-2. He's asking for it back again, and the umpire is taking his time looking, and he's getting that one back himself. 1-2. Fast to the inside. Gonna get it. 1-2. Just keeps the bat in position. Away. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that's the side retired for the top of the 5th. Number 7 for Seaver. 1 hit in the inning there, but no runs coming from it, and 2 left on base. Similar story to the first inning. There was the single and the walk. Here is the walk and the single. Seaver and the Mets get themselves out of not quite a jam, but certainly an interesting situation. The tying run making it to first base. One or more scores around the leagues from you now. All through 3 innings. Nationals 1, Chicago Cubs 6, 2-3. Pirates 7, Reds 0. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati there. White Sox are the Indians. White Sox still to score. Cleveland Indians 8 on the board. 8 on the board. Ooh. And Texas Rangers 0, Detroit Tigers 3. Through 3 as well. Anything from the others yet? Minnesota Twins, Boston Red Sox, still the same through 5 there. 1 run only, and that's been scored by Boston. Minnesota 0, Boston 1. Bottom of the 5th, and it is the top of the order. 1, 2, 3 for Bill Grief, Bud Harrelson, Ken Boswell, Tommy Gee. Go. Harrelson hit by pitch and a strikeout so far. It's ball 1, go past. Well in the face, getting ahead 1-0. Grief is now hoping that those secondary pitches are going to land for him, because otherwise it's going to start to get a little bit of interesting. What's coming up next? He's relying a lot on the curve with a touch of braking. It's ball 2. There's that braking again. Two and 0. It's 2-1 with a foul off. Bit of jitter on that one. I wonder if the knuckle is coming to the fore. 2-1. Fouled off again. Equal high for Bud Harrelson. Match shortstop, 262 for the season. For 1 so far, and a hit by pitch on the card as well. So that outside goal for 3-2. So full count. Off, coming down. Fouls that one down the right field. Set and do it all again. A little bit of clip on that one as well. It's almost just looking at that one and the shake of the head from the second base. Back in to do it again. Grief ready to hurl the 3-2. Line drive down the right field, base hit. That's going to stay fair this time there, and Ollie Brown stops it before it goes in the corner, but Harrelson is himself on base. That's been a base runner, apart from the 3rd inning. It's been a base runner every other inning. Harrelson's 2nd time up without a hit by pitch in the 1st. Boswell in at the moment now for the Mets. Counting this is a high leverage situation. Swing and a foul. 3rd baseline for that one from the and then Henry just a little bit late to the ball. Got one on Boswell. Ball to, and the pickoff goes up from Kendall Colbert, and it's going to be Harrelson's going to have to try and get it up to 2nd. He's going to be caught rundown, turns back round. Kendall's come all the way up and catches the tag out. And that's going to be a caught steal on the board, but caught napping there well off first base after the ball was thrown. Right, do we have a ball? We're just going to, it's a not 2 count. It's going to be a called strike there on Boswell, but then straight up there from Kendall up to Colbert, who tried to pick off. And Harrelson just going, nope, I'm going to have to try for 2nd, forced to turn around again. And Kendall, the catcher, up to cover the first base bag is there. And a little bit of speed coming off Fred there. So Harrelson, those of you keeping track at home, that goes down as a 2-3-4-2 caught steal. Some fun and games there. Boswell's facing a nod and 2 as well. Grief settles in, brings that one down. Grounder goes up first base. Colbert's going to take that one in the field. Grief is over to cover first, and that's going to be 2 away. you 3-1. So all the numbers coming down on your scorecard so far. 2 up, 2 down in fun circumstances. Yogi steps in now, not for 2 game. All coming from the pitching of Grief. 2 away, Yogi steps in, not 2 games so far. Both coming from the pitching of Bill Grief. Has the speed to steal the bases, he has the power for the home runs, but Grief so far appears to have the measure of him. Call, strike 1. Goes the Roo out there, breaking ball. Tempting, but not. Raises the corner. And we're equal low. This one's second breaking. 1-1. To the mind. Grounder bounces up to short. Hernandez takes that one over to Colbert. And out number 3. Not getting there in time. Little speedy grounder up to short. Hernandez ready to gather that one up and send it over to first base with a stamp on it, and it's addressed as take this to the dugout. So obviously an exciting 3 up, 3 down, but a 3 up, 3 down nonetheless. 1 hit in there, but no runs, none left on base for the Mets. No errors charged to the Padres through 5. And the 2 runs in the second are the only ones on the board. That's up by 2 and in control here. Padres have Enzo Hernandez, Leron Lee and Nate Colbert when we come. Brighter screens, wider seats and all the comfort of your living room at United are a celebration of the silver screen all through May at Midway Theatre, right here in Queens with classic films and first-run spectacular. Join Marlon Brando, Al Pacino and James Caan this week as The Godfather invites you to the Midway Queens Bowl. Welcome back to Shea Stadium. Ewan Spence here, bringing you the Saturday afternoon baseball. Thank you all for tuning in and listening. And it's the Padres as we go into the 6th. Hernandez, Lee and Colbert. Hernandez popped out to catcher Jerry Grode in the first, who's returning as is Tom Seaver, and unsuccessful bunt closed out the 3rd inning. It's ball 1. And this opens up ahead in the count. 3rd time through the order. Looking down, Seaver's relied on the fastball. There's been a touch of curve and slider so far. Cold, strike 1. Curveball there. Seaver now going into his secondary pitches now. But you know he's just going to push down speed in all of them no matter what. 1-1. Fouls that fastball. A bit panicky to get 1 and 2, so that heads out the way. Hernandez on a 150 for the season. More benefit defensively, shortstop, and has the legs if you can get on base. Grounder goes up comfortably to Awards Fregosi at first. He's out the glove, he's bobbled at the feet, and he's done the throw over, but it's going to be wide there as well. Bit of pressure put on there. Hernandez is going to camp out at first there, and it's probably going to go down as a fielding error on Fregosi. Indeed it is. It's knee 5. Grounder there. So it kind of hit the wrist, hit the glove, and around the feet, and that just set the timing askew. Fregosi getting the throw, feeling hustled, just throwing that to the left side of Cranepool, off target, and Hernandez on first. So that brings the tying run to the plate. Go ahead on deck. So Lee is the tying. Colbert right now will be hoping to get into there. It's the go ahead. Curve out of the zone to go 1-0-1 Lee from Seaver there. Seaver now will just need to focus in here. Lee singled from him in the first, round out in the fourth. Oh, straight one. And a one from Lee. Familiar enough with Shea, having played with the Cardinals last year. Be here as often now. He's well over on the Pacific rather than the Atlantic, which is ball 2, goal pass to go 2-1. Sneaks ahead. Runner at first, no outs as yet. The gaps Lee can find. Fouls is 2-1. Ball high then. 2-2. Seaver just checking round. The speed Hernandez has, but Greenpool is keeping him incredibly close. On the bag. Back. 2, sad. Lofted high, going down left line. It's going to be shallow left field, falling between the gap between Jones and Harrelson. Harrelson is going to just look back and see Hernandez at second base and standing up there. That ball's far too close for me, so it's going to put Lee on first. Hernandez in the scoring position at second, so tying run at first. Colbert does come up as the go-ahead run. No outs on the board yet. There's a couple of options here. Colbert getting productive for the Padres last night. There's the opportunity to do that again. Oh, Nate Colbert steps in. Runners at first and second. First is the tying run, so Colbert is the go-ahead. Walk and a pop out so far. Fouls his first one off, getting that one a little bit early. A little bit eager as well, I think. Not in one. Steps back out of the box from the left hand side. 261 for the season, 5 home runs and 11 RBI. Certainly caused havoc last night here at Shea. Steps back in, not one. Seaver looks around. Going Boswell. Bring everybody close. Little bit of a gap there in right field. Colbert, if he watches that one go past. 1-1. Boswell moving back to cover that gap. Harrelson coming back in from short. A little bit of a brain fade there. I would have loved to have got on the pitch and get that into there. 1-1. The line drive, that's going to be a base hit going out of centre field. Right, everybody's on the move. Hernandez round third. Hernandez coming in home. There's one run home. Lee's carrying on as well. There's the second run home. Colbert's turned second. He's heading up for third. Really throws coming in. Boswell picks that up. Crane pulls there and gets the tag. Crane pull over from first base to get the tag as Colbert comes round from second to third. Colbert's not expecting him there, neither is anybody else. It's 2 across the board there. So that's going to be a double out to centre field. And 2 RBIs for Colbert coming off that one there. Hernandez easily in from second. Lee getting a big jump from first. Getting round there, and a signal coming from third base to take it all the way home. That ties up the game. But Colbert gets the double and then just decides to extend it a little bit more with the ball in flight. Staub gets that down to Boswell, who's the cut-off, and Crane pull over from first to cover. So knows the base running, knows his IQ, and he's there. Boswell a turnaround rifle, hard ball to him and get the tag out at second and third. It's going to be the tag out at third, but moments away from second baseman Colbert. 2 runs and an out. So the game is tied, but the go-ahead run throws himself away. So a reach on error. So 1 unearned, 1 earned. Snell steps in now with 1 away. Snell watching the youngsters do their job. Can do the same as well. 1-0. It's popped up. Going towards Fregosi at third. It's going to be caught comfortably. There's 1, 2 away. We'll pop to third base. Lee Brown is in from the on-deck circle. It's the go-ahead run now. Fly out and a walk. To downtown on a 189 so far. Swings and fouls. Not on 1. Still looking to bring back power from last year. Situationally though, did get himself all the way around to third last time. Called strike 2. Not in 2 here, 2 away so far. Padres have tied up the game. It's flying up in the air. Boswell gives the sign, takes that one and retires the side. Fly balls. Before that, an error, single and a double brings home 2 for San Diego. 2 hits, 2 runs coming off that. None left on base and 1 error charged to the Mets. And we have a tied game here as we go into the middle of the 6th. Coming up for the Mets, Staub, Jones and Fregosi. Let's check if we have any more scores going through. 2 more coming down the line. Pittsburgh 7, Cincinnati 0, so that's stayed steady from their 3rd innings. Livingston's well up in Detroit. Rangers 0, Tigers 3. Score staying steady there as well. And the Giants have put 2 on the board against the Phillies up in Philadelphia. So 2-0 game there. Tied up there after big strong hit from Colbert. Did the damage last night, did it there as well, but overreached himself, and Oswald Cranepool doing a 4-3 to get the tag applied. So Staub, Jones and Fregosi now for the Mets in the bottom of the 6th. Tied game. Snow's in a reach on error and a fielder so far. And called strike 1. Not 1 to kick off the bottom of the 6th. Bill Greaves still in pitching. Fred Kendall still catching. Not 1. Ball 1 there. Greaves just giving a go with his knuckle curve there. Little bit of break on it. That earlier, 1-1. Ball 2. Let's try, yeah, Greaves trying to get the jitters and the knuckles going here on its curve. Attempt to swing before it bounces. 1. Ball 3 as he goes for the breaking ball to the outside. 3-1. Mind game, Padres Mets here. Grounder goes back towards first base. Gil Berra has to jump in to get that one. Grief is covering that, and it's going to be run out there at first. One away. Leon Jones in now. Yoda's choice to close out the first inning, and a ground out so far. He's finding a little bit of stability if he can in the team, but up a few injuries in spring training that haven't really completely cleared themselves yet. Still a bit of a nickel. Fouls his first one up there. Not one. Steps back just to get a moment. Coming into the game here on triples. 3-3, 2 home runs, 11 RBI. 1. Hold, strike 2. Not in 2. Just a little bit jumpy here. Pitching in the lag. 2. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and second out of the 6th inning here. 8th strikeout for Bill Grief. Forward here at 7 for Seaver. Into a pitcher's back and forward. And then when the lead comes, 2 runs in the inning. In the 2nd for the Mets and the 6th for the Padres, gives a tied game. Gosey's stepping in now. One pop fly. Over from the Angels last year. Feel his new team in a home stadium. Goes into the line. As left field, going deep. Wind's blowing it back a little bit. Lee's jogging back. Back pedal. He's going to look. He's going to jump, and he's going to take that. A little bit more athleticism out at the wall here. That wind coming in steadily from short over to home, just blocking the home run there, pushing it back. Lee takes that one there. Fly ball out in left, and it's a 3 up, retired in order, 3 down. No runs, no hits, none left on base for the Mets. No errors charged to the Padres, and we played through 6. And it's 2 runs apiece. Padres 2, Mets 2, here at Shea. Coming up, it's bottom of the order for the Padres. Kendall, Campbell, and Grief. Brighter screens, wider seats, and all the comfort of your living room at United Artists' celebration of the silver screen all through May at Midway Theatre here in Queen, with classic films and first-run spectaculars. Join Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and James Caan this week as The Godfather invites you to Midway, Queens Boulevard. Fred Kendall, Dave Campbell, and Bill Grief. It's the 7, 8, 9 of the Padres batting order up now. Tied game here. 2 clawed back in the last inning to bring it all square, and 3 innings to go. Tom Seaver steps back out, and their opening pitcher continuing to pitch here. On the hook now, and we'll be looking to be there if the Mets take the lead, so he can carry on and go for another win. He's had 20 win years, and he won't want to stop here in 1972. First one goes ball high. Fred Kendall there with his glasses, quite happily now discovering them over the summer that they were needed, and certainly lifted the performance, although I'm sure there's some fun in the clubhouse with all of those as well. Ball 2 goes outside and low, 2-0. So 1-2 game for Kendall so far. Struck out in the 2nd, and then singled in the 5th, and up in a scoring position, but nothing coming from that. 2-0's fouled away. heads down the third base line for 2-1. Kendall's catch is certainly one of the few older players in the Padres team, just helping to sort of build a team spirit and gel this team together, along with Larry Stahl. The veterans are there, giving that discipline. 2-1. Good eye, and it goes past for 3-1. Goes inside. Kendall staying squarely in the box. And of course just keeping the batter's eye focused and burning on Seaver. It is returned, by the way. Fly ball, housed down the left field line. It's going to be a base hit. Cleon Jones will see that bounce in front of him, picks that up, throws in for the cutoff, but it's comfortably up to first. Fred Kendall opens up the top of the 7th. Batter runner quite happily there for the Padres. Dave Campbell steps in now, third baseman. 2-12 for the season. Flew out in the second, and sac fly in the 5th to move Fred Kendall and Ollie Brown over as well. Fred will be looking for the same thing, as will Padres bench. Delivers an inside low for ball 1. Campbell's bat is relatively weak, as we said before. A lot of baseball thinking as well. Joe's bunt pulls back for the second ball. 2-0. Seaver glances over to first base, and Kendall just steps back a little bit. Ed Kranepool keeping him close as the first baseman. Set, 2-0. 3-0. Drops in the inside there. Kendall getting 3 balls. All his plays, full count in the second. 3-1 in the 5th for the single. 3-0 at the moment. Grounder heads up to Tim Fregosi at third. It's going to go over Buswell. Gets the force at second. Looks for the turn at first. It's not going to be in time. Just the foresight on Kendall at second there. Campbell up to first on the fielder's choice. Kendall force out. That was 5-3 for Fregosi over to 5-4. Fregosi over to Boswell. 1 away. Bill Grief in now as we have our 5th pitcher v pitcher matchup. So far, each pitcher has managed to strike out his opposing number 2 apiece. Where we head with this one. Ball 1 as that goes well wide to draw the swing, but not going to be quite there. 1-0 on Bill Grief. Bill Grief. Shows bunt. Gets it, but he goes up in the air. Fregosi is going to be underneath that one at third base, and that's going to be an unsuccessful bunt attempt there from Grief. Looks to drive the ball down instead. Seaver manages to keep that ball high, and it goes into the air. And with that, Fregosi underneath that. 2 away. Back to the top of the order now. Gerald Thomas is in a 0-for-3 game. And has Dave Campbell on at first. 2 outs on the board. Fouls the first one away. I think, is that the first time Seaver's got ahead in the count this inning? I believe so. Again, a glance over. Kranepool keeping first base close. Ball 1, we're going to go equal low. Seaver delivering dropping curve there. 1-1. Foul up and over there. 1-2. Dave Campbell just bouncing around a little bit. Legs trying to the attention. 1-2. Oh, 2, and the steal is on. Campbell's heading up and his ball straight over from the catcher, and Goswell gets that in time. And just taking off far too late on that one there. Dave Campbell goes for the steal, but is already in Grote's glove, and the catcher snapped up straight to Boswell. And all the time in the world, figuratively, to get the bat down and on. So that's it. Third out on a caught steal. As we will see Daryl Thomas back at the top of the 8th. We'll have the 1-2-3 then, but right now Mets have stopped the rot. One hit in there, but no runs. None left on base for the Padres. No errors charged to the Mets. And with that, we'll take a little bit of a stretch, and we'll have Crane, Grote and Seaver up for the Mets short. We pause now for station identification. You're listening to Classic Baseball Radio, and you can support our recreations with a small pledge at ko-fi.com/classicbaseballradio. And don't forget to link, like, love, share, and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you follow your podcast. Bottom of the 7th, tied game here at Shea. Ed Kranepool, Jerry Grote and Tom Seaver for the Mets are going to be looking to get back on top and in the lead of this game. Padres tying it all up again in the 6th. Kranepool, home run and a double in the game so far. We can do build on that. Full-time Mets player here, of course, brought in 1962 along with the Mets is a little bit of a bonus baby. Phil Grief still on the mound, starting pitcher for the Padres. Open up with watching that foul off. Heads down the first base line. 0-1. Pull. Calm head here. Time to signal that he's ready. Rearm heads out the umpire. Grief ready to bring that in straight away. Ball 1. He's starting to get a bit of movement in the knuckle now. It's dropping just a little bit more. We're 8 in the Mercury just now. A bit of knuckle, a bit of curve. Starting to get a bite in now. 1-1. As that bubbles around the inside low corner. So it will be the ball. 2-1. You'd like to see a little bit more movement on that. Kranepool, sister professional. You'll have seen them all before. 2-1. Line drive, base hit down the right field, rolls out into the corner. Ollie Brown's going to get on top of that one, and there's not going to be any kerfuffle. It's relayed straight back in. Kranepool will get his first base and hold up there. 3 for 3 in the game. A single, a double, and a home run. And there's going to be a gap at the end, but we'll need some strong offense from the Mets to go all the way around and give him a go for the cycle. Not unknown, no. To get 4 plate appearances. We'll see what happens. Jerry Grote in now. Catcher with a 298 batting average for 1972. Called strike one. That flares to the inside. Not on one. Five RBI as well. Rochel's bunt. Pulls it back. 0-1. Have a little glance around. No outs. Runner up first. Surprised me to see that again. At least bring them in. Bunts again, going down the first base line. This time Nate Colbert pouncing on that one. Turns around. Gerald Thomas is coming. Bring the bag at first, and there's the away. There's the away? There's the out and away. But moves up Cranepool in a scoring position at second. Take the sack bunt there from your catcher quite happily. Sack bunt 4. Okay, runner at second. One away here in the bottom of the 7th, and we get picture the other way around. Tom Seaver is in now. Strikeouts on his batting card today. Ball 1 go. It's 1-0. Hits the bottom outside corner there. We're just happy to watch the next one go past as that goes further outside. With the breaking ball, it's been a bit inconsistent this game. Really keeping a consistent break on it. 2-0. Ground up to shortstop. Hernandez takes that one there, and then moment of applause over to Colbert at first. 2 away. Seaver run out at first. Cranepool advances down from second to third, but goes no further. Colbert already pivoted to look down at his catcher if it was needed. Not needed. 2 away. Top of the order for the Mets now. Bud Harrelson. 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch in the mix as well. Go-ahead run is at third base. No margin of error here though with 2 away. Fouls the first one. Goes high down the right field line. Not on 1. Wilson 262 and 3 RBI for the season so far. And remember, it's a shortened season as it is. We're here in May, but the Mets are only 18 games already in the book thanks to the strike at the start of April. Fouls the next one as well. It's another big swing. Swing blindness? Not 2. Yeah, no, I don't have the complete schedule to hand. I know we got them rejigged, but I think the Mets are looking at playing 154 games this year, not 162. Padres all 153. So 1 less. I'll guess. Very, very intriguing. Ball 1. Oh, 1 and 2. Everybody's pitchers especially. Nam still feels like it's mid-April, trying to get some more time and get the feel in. Reefsand ready to send down. Go 1 and 2. Glance over at third base. Goes high down right field. It is going to be short though. Ollie Brown is going to take that one. Steps into foul territory and catches that just on the line. That's third away. And side is retired. Tying run all the way over to third base. But no more. Padres hold steady. So 1 hit but no runs. Hit being left on base. No errors charged to the Padres. So So we will head into the 8th tied game. Coming up for the Padres, top of the order, Daryl Thomas, Enzo Hernandez, and Lee Ron. Brighter screens, wider seats, and all the comfort of your living room. A United Artists celebration of the silver screen all through May at Midway Theatre right here in Queens with classic films and first run spectacular. Join Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and James Caan this week as The Godfather invites you to Midway, Queens Boulevard. Glass is some of these scores. We've got one or two more coming in here. We've got a monster going on over in Cleveland. White Sox 0, Cleveland Indians 12 through 5 and through 7 in Chicago. Cubs 6 and the visiting Houston Astros 4. So Houston 4, Chicago NL 6. And Yankees and Oakland. It's 3 to Oakland, nothing for the Yankees there. So Yankees 0, Oakland 3. So top of the 8th, 6 outs left for each team to break the deadlock if they can. Otherwise, we're going to stay here for longer. We'll stay here for as long as it takes. Thomas steps in. Not for 3 so far. Fouls his first one off. Tom Seaver still pitching. Not in 1. Seaver shakes one off. And they shake things up a little bit. 2 strikeouts on Thomas already. Rastro is over to the Padres with Bill Grief. And that's fly. It's going out to the left field. Cleon Jones, a few steps to the side. Tomoyagi looks on as Jones takes that in the glove. And that's going to be caught out in left field. Wind pushing it just a little bit at the last moment. Tomoyagi leaving that one to his left fielder. Jones with the feet already planted. One away. So Hernandez now reached on error in the 6th. Before that, not for 2. Holding strong at shortstop. Offensive production. Well, you come in with an average of 150. You're hard for the defense, but putting him in here, trying to get him on base, get the big hitters behind. Fun call, it has to be said. Called strike 1. Not 1. This just lets that one go past into the low. We're ready again. Oh, wicked curve, but it's just too far away. 1-1. We're just step back a little bit on the power. The last inning or 2, and that was 3rd time around. We're to 4th time around now, so the speed just to be shaken up just a little bit there as a fastball comes in low and inside. 2-1. Playing with the speeds here. Ball 3. Caesar's just stepped back off the rubber for a second. The squeeze of the hands and the rosin. Stood up and engages once more. Jerry Grohl throws the sign from the catcher's glove. And the nod from Seaver as we settle in for the 3-1. Ground ball, base hit right up the middle there. Past the mound, jumps over at that. Nelson stops it at short. On a run over to get that one, but it's a base hit. Hernandez gets himself on with a single. So Leron Lee, 1 on, 1 away. Lee's only 2 for 3 game. Single in the 1st, single in the 6th. Louis Cardinals last year. Productive bat there as well. Loves finding the gaps, loves finding the distance as well. See how he manages that one. Hernandez for the steal as well as ball one. Nope, called strike one, not in one. He glanced around from Lee before he settles back down. Hernandez taking a little bit of the lead at first. Cranepool though, keeping everybody as close as possible to the bag. He's got the speed to throw over. Fouls! They're not one, goes not two. 4 RBI for Lee this season. It's in with the feet, not two. Line drive, heads into left centre field, and everybody is on the move on that one. Hernandez is passing second already. Lee moves up, he's going to go for the double. Hernandez passes, starts, comes in for the go-ahead run, scores. Hernandez takes that in, looks up, and Lee's got himself on his second base as well. Finds the gap in the left centre field, drives the line straight through there. Jones and McGee both running to get that one at the wall, turn round, ready to fire it in, but he was already sliding in to second. And Hernandez all the way around, runs the 3 bases. Yeah, sometimes he hits the ball, a lot of the times he can run really, really quickly. So that's it, Padres take the lead here. RBI double for Lee. And Nate Colbert comes in as well. That heated up in the last appearance as well. Started off with a walk, then a pop-up. And then a 2 RBI double in the 6th. He's gone Leron Lee up at second in scoring position, and the Padres are up by 1. Seaver's looking, shakes one off. Colbert an all-hander at this as well. 5 home runs on the year so far, 261 average. There's the set. It's high, it's long, it's gonna go on. Left field home run for Colbert. And that's gonna bring 2 more onto the board. Lee makes it round from second at a jog. Colbert sends that one high, long and gone. So from the tied game at the top of the 8th, the Padres move up 3 on the board for a 5-2 game. And the rest of the infield just come in, have a chat with Seaver. To reset his timing. Just checking everything's okay. Talk about they've got to handle the middle of the order. 1 away so far, but 3 runs on the board this inning. Padres taking control here in the 8th. Larry Stahl, one of the veterans who will be good place here to steady the nerves of the young Padres side. Seaver himself settling back in. Run away, there's ball 1. Seaver sends inside high. It's an old-fashioned mind games there. Alright, batter, just step back a little bit. This bit of the plate is mine. Stahl, he's been around the block. He is not moving at all. You want to move me off this part of the plate, then you're going to have to do it another way. Oh, fastball. Tries to be the other way. Inside low. Stahl stays rock solid. 2-0. Seaver, as I said, looking for that mental reset. 3 on the board. That's called strike 1. Sends to the outside. Well, having played for the Mets as well when they had the second expansion draft, knows where he's playing. Another goal past. 3-1. left-handed, so coming in from the right to shake things up in the outfield positioning as well. 3-1. Fouls that one away. 3-2, so count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Padres up by 3, Padres 5, Mets 2. Starwood looking at the payoff pitch. Ground ball goes down right field. That's going to be a base hit, and that's going to carry on the on-base hitting streak. 4 in a row now. Seaver just shaking his head at that one. So from the full count, Turner up to first. Only Brown comes in now. 189 for the season. And a knot for 2 with a walk in between as the sandwich. But he's coming in now with 5 run to 2 game. Run number 6 sitting there, first base. Ball 1 as well. Side low. Seaver just shaking the head a little bit more than he was an inning or 2 ago. Four hits in a row. Fouls the next one off. Brown gets an equal low count. There's a chance here. The Padres is to keep this going. Seaver suddenly just found himself in a very tiny rut. Ball 2. That's for the outside. We're seeing if the slider's got any pace and control in that there. 2-1. Fouled away there, so we go equal high. 2-2. Speed curve. He's just running through his pitches, I think, just seeing what's working for him right now. So you think curve, slider, fastball. I'm thinking fastball, but then if I'm thinking fastball and you know I'm fastball, that's what makes this game glorious. Ball 3. So that is not a fastball. Moves back to the curve. Payoff pitch. Line drive, base hit down the left field line, and Stahl is going to advance himself up to second. He's going to turn around and go for it to the third base. Cleon Jones throws in. Harrison picks up. The cutoff finisher turns around, throws to Boswell, and he gets the Padres at second. What happened there? Only Brown decided to go for on second base, and he's managed to get himself tagged out. I think he saw the throw and thought it was going down to third base instead of cutoff. So, a line drive down the left field line, pretty much by the book. Brown up to first base, still getting himself down to third to get everybody in the corners, but then Brown decides to go for second. And he's credited with a single and then out. So, a little bit of... that's going to be one for the coaches to go over when they get back into the room. So it's 2 away, and what was a strong streak of hits for the Padres does continue, and is going to be hit number 5 against Seaver of 5, but it's an out nonetheless. So 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Stahl at third. Nobody else on as Fred Kendall comes in now. 2 for 3 game. Strikeout in the second, and then single and single. So the bat is hot. Padres are hot. Seaver's wild. Foul goes the first pitch. Not one. Seaver just trying to settle himself down again. Shaking and just sizing the fingers. bouncing around. If batting is all about finding your timing and pitching, it's about disrupting that timing, and it's flipped around here. Padres batters all looking cool as a cucumber, and it's Seaver's time, and it seems to have gone. Not one. Ball to the inside. Count goes equal low, 1-1. Lower the glasses. No RBIs, no home runs. It's 208s on the hits. Looking at the first RBI here of the season. There's Stahl just 90 feet away. Ball 2. So 2 away, top of the 8th. Padres in the lead by 3. Ball 3. 3-1. Ground ball straight up for goals. He gets that one. The bubbles out the hand again. Stahl's on the run, and that's going to be run number 4. Gets over, and Kendall heads up to first there as Fregosi just looks down at the feet once more. Hernandez getting on error back in the 6th, and there's not just Kendall getting on, but it's going to be another run brought over as well. It's unearned. There's no Kendall's going to stay on no RBIs, but situationally that's another one on the board. It's a lead of 4 for the Padres, 6-2 game. Fregosi just shaking the head there. Ground balls straight towards him. Straightforward enough play. Get the ball, gather it. Over to Kranepool at first. The inning's out. Instead, sits there, bounces, and then hits the feet. Doesn't really leave the vicinity of the third base bag either. Dave Campbell. It's going to be the 8th batter that Seaver is going to face in this inning. Ball 1 go high. Campbell reached on the fielder's choice in the 7th. Otherwise not for 2 game. 2 away. Runner at first. The glances over. Comes set. Wild pitch into the dirt there, and Kendall's going to head himself up to second, and Grote thinks about the throw but decides against it once he scrambles back. Gets that one halfway to the backstop. Kendall's already where he needs to be. Wild pitch. Brings another Padre into scoring position. 2-0. Fouled away there. 2-1. Seaver. It's a long, low push from the back leg once he gets the foot planted in front. You see a lot flatter pitches, and he's not really been able to get the curve going, at least accurately. Curving down too much or not at all. The happy medium just isn't there at the moment. It's called strike 2. It's equal high. So 2 away so far. Seaver's a chance to close out what is being a mare of one for him, but one that Padres are enjoying so far. 4 runs on the board. 2-2. Called strike 3. And the Padres are retired in the 8th, and there are some applause for Seaver there, but I think that's more of a, well, congratulations. Have you looked up at the scoreline there? 8 batters faced in the inning, and the 8th punch out there. But 5 hits, giving 4 runs. 1 left on base for the Padres, and an error charged to the Mets as well. That, at this point of the game, gives the Padres the driving seat. Mets are going to need to find 4 to tie, 5 to go ahead, and they've got 6 outs left to do it. It's going to be 2, 3, 4 in the card. Boswell, Iggy and Staub will be up for that, and between them, 1 reached on error, 3 strikeouts, 5 ground outs. Grief is warming up again. We'll be looking at that one final score coming in here. It is up in Boston. Twins have managed to overhaul the Red Sox. Twins 3, Red Sox 2. That's a final score. And we also will be getting in. Yeah, nothing. Getting in the bottom of the 8th in Cleveland, and it's still a 12 Cleveland in the home, and White Sox visiting still to score, so it's still not 12 there in the 8th. 6 outs to find 4 runs for the Mets. To be fair, the Padres only needed 3 outs to find their 4 runs, so it's very much doable. Everybody keeps their focus, and the offense can find the runs, but if everybody keeps their focus, the defense can stop them. Boswell in just now, not for 3 game. Line out, strikeout, and a ground out. Swings at the first one, goes high down the left field, relatively shallow. Leron Lee is going to be underneath that one, catches that one on the run, and keeps jogging in and underarms that to the ball boy. 1 up, 1 down, 1 pitch, 1 out. Fly ball out to left field. A little bit of a wind assist for keeping that inside, but they all count. Everybody's got the same wind out there as well. Tommy Iggy comes in, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Ball 1 is taken. Just doesn't jitter in the corners as well. Get the knuckle curve there, and it's just falling away to the inside from Grief. 1-0. 2-0. Again, just having a go at the knuckle, and it's not. There's getting jitter on it. It is shifting, but very little movement. He's got the power, so you don't want to leave one open for him as well. 2-0. It's 3-0. Peppers to the outside low. He's just peppering them here, and it's not coming. 3-0. That's a ball, and a 4-pitch walk given by Grief. Tommy Iggy. It's going to be the first of many that the Mets are going to have to get up to first. Drive over to cut the gap. And he's done his job. He's got himself on base, and that looks to be it for Bill Grief. Starting pitcher going in for 7.1. And has gave up a home run in the second to put 2 on the board, but nothing else of note after that. Final line for Grief as it looks like Mike Caldwell is coming in from the bullpen. Final line for Grief. 7.1 pitch, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and aforementioned home run listed there as well. Welcome in Mike Caldwell. Is going to be facing Rusty Stowe. Cleon Jones on deck. The tying run is in the hole. Should be Jim Fregosi if we can get that far. 2 warm-up pitches signalled from our home plate umpire Bob Engel. Candle, just red candle. His pitcher settled in, and we're back underway here. Shea Diego 6. Mets 2. Bottom of the 8th with 1 away. And the Mets have Yogi out there on first. It's ball high to start off. Boko drops behind. 1-0 in the count. Caldwell favouring a two-seamer fastball. Drops low for 2-0. Bowls off there. 2-1. Next pitch down from Caldwell is going to be the first one that counts. Rusty Staub is waiting for it. Down from the Expos last year. It's a big signing. Things expected this season from Staub. Fouls that first one off. Comes in fast and flat as well. Caldwell favouring a two-seamer and a slider. One comes in there. Outside low corner. So I'll be looking at that bottom of the zone and just finding himself where Angle has got that placed in his umpire's line of sight. 1-1. Oh, strike 2. Staub with a 286 for the season so far, but not for 2. And a reach on error. Caldwell set. Line drive, base hit down the right field line. That's going to be a Gee moving up to second and holding up there. Staub gets himself on first. No heroics, no extra bases attempted this time from the Mets. They'll take that hit. So sending one down the right field line. Gee heads up to second, but next to line Ollie Brown, who's got the arm on him. Had much call to use it in the game so far. Getting that clean lease, keeping it away from the corners. So runners at first and second. 1 away. Cleon Jones in now. Can he keep the rally going? Now puts the tying run on deck. Dragossi. Jones fielder's choice, ground out, strikeout so far. Ball 1. Brings that one in. Try on the inside. Taking out the corners and also seeing who's going to swing and who's going to watch. A wide cricket style there. Heads out deep for 1-1. Goes with 11 RBIs, looking at one in scoring position. Gee hoping to get around touch more. 1-1. Grounder heads too short. Hernandez takes that one under, throws to second. Thomas gets the force out at second, throws down to the first, and it's not going to be in time at first. So Jones makes it on. Staub forced out at second. Two away. Gee gets himself to third. Jones at first, gives us runners in the corners, but 2 away. Dragossi in now. Towards Cranepool to the on deck as the tying run. Dragossi singled off Grief, or pop out on a flyer after that. See what he can sight from Caldwell. Ball 1. Caldwell on the inside. Into the two seamers. Getting much movement on anything else. There's very little movement in the air today. Ball 2. As he lets that one go past. It's time's all start. Looking it cool. 2-0. Swings foul. 2-1. Dulcie over from the Angels last year. His name there. Got the numbers as a shortstop, but a push to the side at third base here in the Mets. Hernandez, a strong hold of that spot. Fouls the 2-1. Up and over there. Go equal high. 2-2. Caldwell shakes one away. So it's going for the other one. Because he's still going to have to guess what that is. 2-2. Swing and a miss there. Strike 3. First punch out for Caldwell. Runners at the corners, but gets himself out of the jam there, and the Padres maintain that 4-run lead as they go into the 9th inning here. 1 hit, but no runs for the Mets. 2 left on base. No errors charged to Padres defense. Padres will be quite happy with that inning. Chance to extend the lead and get some insurance runs coming up in the 9th. Doing that will be the 9-1-2. So let's see. Coming in, Caldwell. Looks like he's warming up in the bat. So looks like we're going to get Caldwell, Thomas, and Hernandez when we come back. Brighter screens, wider seats, and all the comfort of your living room at United Artists' celebration of the silver screen all through May at Midway Theatre here in Cork. Classic films, first run spectacular. Join Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and James Caan this week as The Godfather invites you to Midway, Queen's Bowl. Top of the 9th. Padres in control as they visit Shea. San Diego Padres 6, New York Mets 4. So, Padres looking to get a few more protective runs on. Mets looking to keep the Padres as close as possible to give themselves a chance in the bottom of the 9th. 4-run gap. Gonna need some heroes if the Mets are going to take it today. Head-to-head, Mets 3, Padres 1, Banana 1 victory came last night. 6-0 to the Padres. One more warm-up pitch from our relief pitcher. Frizella is coming in for Tom Seaver to the 8th inning. And 5 hits in a row. Seaver for the game, and he is going to be on the hook, I feel. And his final line there, 10 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, strikeouts, and giving up 1 home run as well. Caldwell in now. His first from Frizella is fouled off there. Heads up high and over. Frizella getting the pop up. Frizella's got this really interesting fork ball, and he's got a ball that kind of, normally it's like a curveball but tumbles a little bit more. Imagine if you just have a curve with a wibble, not a knuckle, with a wibble, but again, if he gets any movement off it, he's going to be the first one to get it this afternoon. And that's going to take us equal low, 1-1, to the outside on that one. So for the 9th, Padres by 4, looking to extend. That's hit high. It's going centre field. He's going to take a few steps back onto the warning track to get that one and collects it in the glove. One away. Had much to do there in centre field. One fly catch back in the second. One away now as we go back to the top of the order. Daryl Thomas for the Padres. Thomas has been seen before as one of the sparks of the offense. Just missed out on that run of hits in the eighth, but he can light up the Padres again here. As we also go equal low again, 1-1. Seaver watching from the sidelines, frown on the face. Frizella to a step off and on the mound, fair amount. Keep the tempo off pace that way whenever he can. Swung foul there, 1-2. Thomas punch out already. Fouls the 1-2 off, so let's do it all again. No runners on as yet, one away. Up at the ninth, Padres looking to extend. Six the Padres, two to the Mets. Fouled off once more by Thomas, staying alive, straight into the backstop there. 1-2 still. Frizella now doing the two in quick succession now. The step back again. Yo-yo's on and off the rubber. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. First K for Frizella. 2 outs in the inning. 1 left for the Padres in the top of the ninth. The 4 runs so far. 2 up, 2 down. Frizella in relief. Hernandez in now. Fun card this one. Pitch, bunt. Sorry, pop, bunt, error, single. Well, that's the first one go past. Ball 1. Hernandez. Do you want Hernandez here with the Padres with 2 away? Top of the ninth. 150 for the season. And that's going to go fly up. Harrelson's going to be underneath it for short. And that's going to be side retired. Pop up to short. And Frizella retires the side in order. So the Padres are going to take a 4-run lead into the bottom of the ninth. And the Mets now have their target. It's a pretty simple one. 4 to tie, 5 to walk it off. Mike Caldwell, given that he was batting for the Padres there at the opening of 9, is clearly staying in. In terms of changes, we've got Ted Martinez, who's going to be coming in as a pinch hitter. 294 for the season. So that's Kranepool the day, so it's looking like we're getting place Kranepool. We're going to get Martinez, Rowe, and well, we'll just see if Danny Frizella comes in for the batter, if we get another pinch hit in there. Martinez takes the ball, so 1-0. That's to find 4 here in the bottom of the ninth. Right, not incredibly lively. Ball 2. Martinez, strong start for the season. 294 after 20 games for the Mets. Fouls that one away. 2-1. Tennis number, by the way, we'll get to you in a second as we called strike 2. Cool high. Naz staying in. Caldwell staying in as well. Ball 3. 3 and 2. Full count. Nez looking to start the rally. The wind. All up to short with the grounder. Hernandez takes that one. It's over to Colbert, and it's going to be out number 1. Martinez run down there at first. Hernandez and Colbert combining once more. 2 outs left. Jerry Grohl. Catcher comes in. 298 number though, shining high. Stepping in, left-hand side of the box, the right-hander. Fouls his first one away. Not on 1. Crowd not happy. He's staying seated. Not 1. That's going high. It's going to fall foul down the first base line. Not in 2. 1 away. Mets need to find 4. 2 outs left. Very Grohl receiving. Caldwell pitching. Ball 1. That goes inside. Drops away. 1 and 2. Looking for the big swing once more. Strikeout. Potentially walked. Bunt so far. 1 away. Fouls that one again down the right line. Going to stay 1 and 2. Caldwell. Dodds takes the first indicated pitch from Kendall. Confidence on the mound. Strike 3, and there's the second out of the inning. And we go to the 9th spot in the order, and the Mets are down to their final out. Pinch hitter comes in, Jimbo Shaw. It's 167, but had a lot of time at the plate this season. Swing and a foul there on strike 1. Not on 1. Shaw. Bat bouncing on the shoulder. It's up into his freeze position. Watches that go past. Caldwell sounding that one inside low. 1 and 1. Shaw with Shea's hopes on his shoulders. Swing and a miss. Strike 3's appeal up to first. Didn't go. Gets the ball. Stays alive. 2 and 2 on the count, equal high. Beauchamp lives once more. Caldwell shakes, nods the head. Decision made between catcher and pitcher. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and it's no appeal this time. That's clear as he goes right round in a pirouette. And that's the final out. That's your inning, and that's your ball game. 2 strikeouts to finish off the Mets in the bottom of the 9th there from Mike Caldwell in relief. A game that started off very much as a pitcher's matchup. Starting pitchers, Seaver getting 7 punch outs, Grief getting 8, and in the process both giving up 2 runs. But it was the end of their pitching appearances that made the difference. Grief getting pulled rather quickly, bringing in Caldwell in relief. Seaver perhaps staying in just an inning too long. 5 hits in a row in the 8th. 4 runs posted on the board by the Padres, saying thank you very much, we'll take that. And they never looked like giving up those 4 runs. So we finish out San Diego Padres 10 hits, giving 6 runs and just the 1 error on their side. The Mets 6 hits, getting 2 runs out of that and 2 errors charged to themselves. Wait to see what the result is from, actually just lean over, do we have a result from Philadelphia? We do. Giants 3, so next one going on there, Philadelphia Phillies 1. So that's a game dropped by both teams at the top of the National League East. Mets dropping one. That is going to put Montreal within a half game as well. Montreal not playing today, so they'll have a chance to jump on that tomorrow. Just later tonight, it's going to be Royals at Orioles, Brewers at Angels, and Braves at Cardinals. Final score here from Shea Stadium. Final attendance as well, 19,048. Witnessed the game of two halves, 2/3 dominated by pitching, 1/3 dominated by go ahead and hold on to the lead. San Diego Padres 6, New York Mets 2. This is Ewan Spence, Classic Baseball Radio. Thank you very much for listening, and we will head over now to our man Bob, the little whisper of rock and roll.
This game took place just weeks after Major League Baseball's first ever player strike, which saw 86 games cancelled without being rescheduled. This led to the Padres playing just 153 games of a potential 162, and the Mets 156 of 162. These unbalanced schedules were a unique factor across the four divisions. New York Mets pitcher Tom Seaver entered the afternoon with a flawless 4-0 record on the young season. This game became a rare early season stumble for Tom Terrific, who was historically dominant against the young Padres franchise. Despite picking up his first loss of the year to fall 4-1, Seaver rebounded to finish the 1972 campaign with a stellar 21-12 record, the third of his 5 20-win seasons. Nate Colbert's success in this game would continue across the season, hitting 38 home runs and driving in 111 RBIs for a Padres team that struggled to score. His offensive power earned him an All-Star nod and an 8th place finish in the National League MVP voting. The Mets manager Yogi Berra had just stepped into the role following the tragic death of Gil Hodges on April 2nd, 1972. Despite the early growing pains, Berra eventually guided this Mets core to the 1973 National League pennant, but would lose to a dominant Oakland Athletics. Padres centre fielder Larry Stahl went 1 for 4 against Seaver. In September, Stahl would carve his name into baseball folklore when he drew a legendary walk on a 3-2 full count from Cubs pitcher Milt Pappas, breaking up what remains the only perfect game bid in MLB history to end on a walk, to the 27th batter. This broadcast should not be considered a complete or fully accurate historical record. Nevertheless, that was our story of the game. We thank Crafting the Call, Retro Sheet and Sports Reference. This is Classic Baseball Radio on Spotify, YouTube and online at classicbaseballradio.com.